Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jimmy here from Explore the Force, and I've got Charlie with me, and I am super excited. Charlie, how are you with this news that dropped out of the galaxy from nowhere?
I'm absolutely blown away. I wasn't expecting this. I'm really, really excited. Where do I even start? I loved the Tales of the Jedi series. I love the Tales from the Dark Side. They were fantastic. Completely forgot we were getting a whole new load. And what a trailer. Jimmy, tell me everything.
Yes. Well, I don't think anyone knew this was coming. Like, there was no hints of this. I mean, this is
Mm-mm.
what I think everyone thought was coming. Um, Maybe a celebration when we talked about
Yeah.
new animation, but this is obviously that's not it. Maybe they're trying to distract us a little bit. Is this a new tradition for May the 4th? Because this will be, I do believe this is the second time now they've dropped this on May the
Yeah.
4th, right? Or they've dropped
Yeah.
something on May the 4th. I can't remember. I had to double check, but I believe the Tales of the Empire came out on May the 4th, I think, which would be great.
It did.
Every May the 4th, we got a new Tales of something. That would be phenomenal. Um, Yeah, I was gonna ask you how you felt about the other 2. I loved them. I'm just a huge Ahsoka fan, but I loved Count Dooku stuff in the first one.
Yes.
Blown away by that, and of course, I still don't think the Morgan Elsbeth stuff makes any sense in Tales of the Empire. Like, I don't understand her story, like, I really don't. Like, I may just be missing something, but the Barriss Offee, man, this is a character that I despised for what she did. And by the end of what, 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes of spending time with her, I was like, oh. So we've got two characters that I really, really like. Well, enjoy. I don't like Cad Bane because he's a meanie old bounty hunter, but I do love me some Massage Ventress. Love me some Massage Ventress. So, how do you feel about these two characters specifically before we start diving into this? Where are you at? Like, do you love Cad Bane? I mean, you know, have you enjoyed him in the Clone Wars, and then of course Asajj Ventress? Like, where are you at with these two? Would you rather see different bounty hunters? I guess we're not doing bounty hunters, so we're doing Underworld. So
Well, bounty hunters, I get the same vibes. I don't know. I like the idea that these like Tales from series tackle the more obscure characters, the smaller background characters, and flesh out some of that narrative that you wouldn't necessarily expect. I think that's why these past two series have had such moving storylines as well. But these two characters specifically, I love the kind of the aesthetic of Cad Bane. I'm a huge fan of like old westerns, so he
yeah.
massively fits that character stereotype. So I'm really into that. John Wayne, get off your horse and drink your milk. I'm here for it. Amazing. Asajj Ventress is kind of an unknown to me. You've talked very passionately about her in the past. You've mentioned the book that you
Oh,
talked
you
about where
gotta
she
read
has
it.
this wonderful romance. Exactly.
Oh, you
See,
gotta read it. So
tell me why I should love her as a character because I'm fully open and ready to kind of be because obviously I saw her in the Bad Batch, but I was more interested in the Bad Batch rather than
yeah,
everybody
no,
else.
no, no. I get it. I understand it was very bizarre for her to show up like she did. Um, Asajj Ventress might be the most dramatic, not dramatic, traumatic storyline because she's in the very first episode of Clone Wars release
Mm,
wise. I know that that's not like necessarily the first episodic, or it is episodically, not timeline wise. And she's kind of an a hole. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I don't
mhm.
like this. I don't like this girl. I don't like this. Yeah. And then you go on this journey with her, and by the end of the Clone Wars, she has been. They've tried to assassinate her. They've killed all of her people. She's lost everything, and then she still has like this goodness in her heart. We don't know anything about her yet. And then we get Dark Disciple, and it opens up a whole nother. I don't want to give too much away. You really should read it. I think you really enjoy it. Like the
Okay.
romance in it, the lore, the Dathomirian lore. Like you just eat it up. Claudia Gray. I think it's Claudia Gray. No, maybe it's Christy Golden. Luke's George Lucas's daughter wrote the arc for Clone Wars, and of course it was canceled, so they turned it into a book. I've actually one of the books I've listened to more than once or read more than once. And then of course you get um Dooku Jedi Lost. It's about Dooku, but she's doing all these errands, and you find out all this stuff about she was training to be a Jedi, you know? And I still think just kind of like Darth Maul, like if Maul would have gotten picked up by the right group, how amazing of Jedi they would have been because they were so passionate. Now
Mm.
they may have had some trouble with attachments, but yeah, if you like a dramatic story, a story of just someone who just they could have been, and I think maybe we're getting that now. Like maybe they're bringing her back,
Yeah.
and because you know the way the book ends, that should have been the end of it. I don't want to give away all that. I mean, it's obvious, but like, we heard all this stuff, and then I met Nika Futerman, the voice of Asajj, a year ago last weekend, and she told some people reported on it. We didn't that there was more coming, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and now we finally get it. But Asajj is just this amazing character, and she helps Ahsoka, and that's always you help Ahsoka out.
Mhm.
I'm good to you. You're right. But
Good
yeah,
point.
I feel like my words are not capturing what I want to say about Asajj. Like she's just like this character that just deserves such a deep study, and I think a lot of people can identify like with her. You see a lot of students that just don't get the chances they need or deserve, and I feel like that's her. But she keeps doing good even when she's a bounty hunter in the Clone Wars, she does good. She does that stuff where she portrays Boba Fett and some things like that. But yeah, so I mean, I'm really excited for this, and I think there's possibly some connections to Kenobi in this
Yes.
TV series and things like that, and some stuff with Quinlan Voss that we'll talk about. But um, yeah, that's my love story to Asajj Ventress. Like I just blown away by her character.
I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm
So,
in. Let's go.
all right, so here we go. Right, whoops.
Just do as I say. Never can be too cautious with strangers out here. Then again, you're no stranger. Lady Ventress.
Yes. So
Mhm.
Lady Ventress. So that's an interesting title. The way to address her. We got a farm in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. We've seen that once or twice, I think,
Mhm.
in Star Wars. But um, I don't know. I think it's a pretty good start. I wonder who that guy is. I'm not sure there's
Who
much
is
there that we
that
can.
guy?
Yeah,
Who's on the EOP that's treading along the ground? Are we on Tatooine? There are so many questions. So many questions.
man, it better not be Tatooine.
It
That's all I'm
better
gonna
not be.
say. There's got to be another planet somewhere. I
Please.
wanna talk about that in the main episode one time about planets and how they're all, like one planet has, like, one climate, which doesn't make any sense to me, but we'll talk about it later.
We got a problem here.
Just saw him right in.
What's the situation?
He was your
Well, we'll play
best
this
friend.
Things have changed. You took everything from me.
alright, I wanna go back to this little kid. Whoop, hang on, right there. Ah, I'm the worst at this game. Here we go. Let's go like this. All right, who is this little kid? So we got a young Cad Bane, and I think you can tell if you take a look at him during like Bad Batch, Clone Wars. He's got these things on his face. He looks a little
Mhm.
older. I do think this is like a prequel. Maybe we're getting some background why he's so cold and callous. Although he does do some good things. I think
He does.
sometimes Filoni has a hard time, I think, making bad guys because he's such a good guy himself. But they show this little kid twice. Now, Aduros, they all I hate to say this, they all kind of look the same, right? I mean, they got the green, like green, and they got the
Mhm.
blue. They don't seem to have a lot of, to my eye, have a lot of distinctive features. But supposedly, this other green Duros is his best friend, and he took everything from Cad. So they show this kid twice. Did Cad Bane have a family?
So obviously, that is either Cad Bane as a child or that is his son, and I am super, super interested to see how that plays out. I mean, what a stone cold introduction! You've got the electric guitar in the background and the silhouettes with the cowboy hat, so effortlessly cool. But this, what is it with Dave Filoni and traumatizing his characters? Like, please pay for my therapy, please and thank you. Stop doing it to all of these characters that I love and adore. It's not fair.
Yeah, they do have tragic backstories.
Hmm.
Um, and this will change a lot about Cad Bane. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't think I ever thought about his backstory. Like, it's not something I ever thought about.
No.
And so this will be interesting to see his best friend. I mean, he's kind of cold and a loner. He has his droid he's mean to, which always makes me mad.
Mm.
Droid rights like L3371 once. So, all right, here we go.
Who are you?
I was
What city do you think this is? Like, what planet? Is that like Now Hutta, Nar Shaddaa? Because it's not Coruscant. It's like a nightlife, kind of like
No.
this, like the place from Kenobi. And that was Now Hutta, or is that
Yeah,
Nar
I was gonna
Shaddaa?
say, is it that place in Kenobi that's full of all those neon signs? I
Yeah,
wonder.
yeah. I wonder myself where this is at because this is different. You don't see this a lot in Star Wars so far.
Mm.
Be cool that we're getting something new. All right.
Are you?
I was Count Dooku's lead assassin. I don't want that life anymore.
All right. Okay. I've heard some interesting things about this
Mm.
boy. Who
Tell.
is this boy? I don't know. I'm asking. What do we think?
Um, I mean, Star Wars is all about the whole abandoned child, found family, and Asajj absolutely seems like the type of character to go, I don't want a child responsibility. Oh, well, I've got a child responsibility. Here we go. So I'm assuming it's some orphan she picks up who happens to be force sensitive. Is it a Padawan?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I want to
Hmm.
give full credit to a guy who loves Star Wars, Mike over there. Does a fantastic job. If once you're done watching us, go check out his videos if you haven't. And again, full credit to Mike. There's a possibility that some people he brought this up. I don't think he came up with this idea, but he liked it enough. Is this Jod Na Nawood? He puts a
Thank
side by side and
God.
have time to do it, but like very similar. The only thing that's really different is the eye color. Um, and like, is Asajj Ventress the Jedi Master that trained him? Because if this is right after Clone Wars, he would have been young. We don't know exactly when Skeleton Crew happened. Now I'm saying it out loud. At first, when I heard it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes." I don't
Mm.
know, but I mean, would that be nuts?
You know what? It sounds nuts, but when you actually think about it, I think you might have a point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
We
just,
need, I think we need baby pictures of Jack to confer side by side, I feel.
yeah, we'll ask Jack for some baby photos first. We'll get to the heart of this. You don't worry. We'll get to the heart of this and we'll get it out to you guys. Oh yeah. Stand up.
Bane?
I'm gonna stop here. We got two standoffs going off. Is that
Hmm.
an Inquisitor? Is that a Sith Lord? What do you
I don't
think?
know.
Yeah, right?
Oh, really, really interesting. It feels like kind of a blend of all of the Sith aesthetic that we've seen. It feels a little bit acolyte. There's lots of aspects of it where I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, yeah. My buddy Eric at first thought maybe it was Chimere, since this guy apparently lives
Yeah.
forever. But there's no helmet, so who knows? But we don't know when he got that. He doesn't look human though. Later on,
No.
and I also wonder about the yellow saber. I think we talked about this a little bit back when the Bad Batch was being released. She was a Sith Lord. She was using a red lightsabers, and now she has a yellow one. There's someone she's very close to that I believe had a yellow lightsaber. One Mr. Quinlan Voss.
Mm,
So
yes.
we get references to Quinlan with the path in Kenobi. We know
Yes.
that there is a underground railroad type situation where people with the force sensitive people are being shuttled away. We don't know where they're going. We don't know who's part of it. We know Quinlan was there. Now we got Asajj
Mhm.
Ventress protecting a force sensitive kid with a yellow lightsaber. I mean, I don't know. There's so much potential here. So much potential. This is exciting.
So much.
So,
As a long-standing fan of the yellow lightsaber, especially Rey's, it's nice to see it back on my screen. Always, always happy to see it. It's like a Temple Guardian saber, isn't it? It's for protection and
yeah, there's I remember, because there's no canon of Keller, like
no.
what they mean. I have looked up other stuff, and it's like guardian, like you're in the middle, like you're a warrior, but you're also a protector. And I really love
Yeah,
what I've seen, what it stands for. I like a yellow lightsaber. I think Ray's
me
looks really great.
so
I
pretty.
hope to see it, more of that live action. So I know I played the last time I ran through one of the Fallen Order games. I played yellow lightsaber the whole way through.
Hmm.
So, all right, let's finish this. Well, maybe
No
not.
one needs to die.
Get them.
Ooh, is that a lightsaber? Ooh, that's a
You're
great.
gonna pay for what you did.
Is she training him? Where is that
Yes,
at?
100% yes.
Oh yeah,
Hmm. With the battle droids in the background, yeah, she's 100% training him.
that
What if that's Jod?
he looks doesn't look like a guy from England to me, if you know what I'm
No,
saying. But um, but man, like who
I'm
is
not
this kid? Like,
her son.
ooh, ooh. I mean, who knows with her, right? I mean, we don't know what she got up to.
Mm,
She's kind of disappeared for a while.
yeah.
So, um, all right, let's finish this up real quick.
This revenge, I hope it was worth it.
It will be.
I love the color. Oh yeah, May the 4th. Here we go.
Okay. Okay, this is going to be an insanely action-packed set of episodes. I have to talk about this before we wrap up and say goodbye because I'm a huge fan of Star Wars Underworld and the 1313 games. And if people aren't aware of this, it's a little pocket of like Star Wars lost media. It was a TV series that was put into production. There were quite a lot of test shots done for it. There was also a video game, and it was all about the underworld of Star Wars, the underbelly of Coruscant, bounty hunters, thieves, gamblers, you name it. And there are supposedly something around like 70 or 80 scripts or bits of
Mhm.
writing to do with Underworld, just locked away in the Lucasfilm archives, never to see the light of day. Until now, so much of this was reminding me of what I've read, what's been leaked, what I've seen, what I've researched. It's scratching that itch in the back of my head, and it makes me so, so happy that maybe finally, even if it's a tiny sliver of the Star Wars cake, we're getting it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe this is a teaser for making that show, but making it animated. You could pull that
I'll
off.
take it.
Yeah, like you could do it. The way they do animation in Star Wars is just
Hmm.
next level. Yeah, I'm very excited. I've had a long day. It's been a long week. I know it's only Wednesday, but this is what I needed. I'll probably go
Hmm.
watch this a few more times. I'm so excited for Asajj. I'm so excited for, even for Cad Bane, the little backstory, what's going to happen there. Um, I can't wait. May the 4th, man. I mean, just another reason to celebrate our favorite thing.
Exactly, exactly. I think it's really sweet that they acknowledge that we as fans celebrate May the 4th, even though it's not technically like an official thing. It's I even just started out as a joke, but now even Star Wars are like, okay, you can have a treat. There you go.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Screaming into the microphone with excitement. Those are my final thoughts.
Excellent. Yeah, I am right there trying to drown you out with mine. All right, folks. Let us know what you think of the trailer. Are you excited for this? Is this what you wanted? Will you be watching it May the 4th? Let us know. And for all of us, we have spoken. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.